Good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to Body, Mind, Soul Live Talk number 55. Let me push out my logos. Yes. This is a platform from Body, Mind, Soul magazine. If you're watching this live on Facebook, welcome. And if you're watching it from YouTube channel, also, even if it's after the live, welcome to you as well. Body, Mind, Soul magazine or Body, Mind, Soul, this media platform aims to impact life positively. We started off in year 2014. Next month, July, will be our 7th year anniversary. So I shock sendiri first. It has been a tremendous 7th year, and we have been doing this live talk every Saturday at 3 p.m. You know what? Has been a year, and we have reached the 55. Today is the 55th episodes, and a very good afternoon to everyone. If you are here to understand and discover more about taking good care of yourself, welcome on board. And if you want to know more tips, or maybe you have a group of support team, a group of ladies that you are searching for to have more me time together, who understand this meaning together, then you are also on the right platform as well. Make sure you do one thing for us. There's a share button on this live talk. Just click the share button out on your page so that we can invite more girlfriends of ours, or all the ladies, or even for men to also understand the importance for the lady of the house to have their own me time or to have their own self-care time. So before that, I would really love to take this opportunity to share again that we are having this beautiful event next Sunday. We call it Self-Care Sunday, truly pampering yourself. Body, Mind, Soul is the official media supporting this program that runs or organized by the Golden Space Malaysia, a woman wellness series. Yeah, we will start off with having Elisa Ng, a naturopath, to share with us eat well, hormone balancing foods. Yeah, and then next slide we will be having Shazmin, okay, the editor from The Vibes, to share with us her personal journey of choosing yourself and the importance of being who you are, or choose to be who you are. Then we will have Siobhan Coulter, all the way from Australia, who is the love relationship specialist, to share with us, don't break up, make up. And this is the most important, one of the most important topic, especially for all of us now in Malaysia, where we work from home and everyone is crammed in the same space. How can a loving couple don't break up and make up, right? So this is from Siobhan. And after this live chat together with me on that Sunday, which is next Sunday, we will be having 2 rooms where you can go for experience yourself in the meditation form, rhythm of your heart, or self-honoring by our facilitator or certified meditation facilitator from the Golden Space Malaysia. And of course, we will end it with a bang with Beatrice Lee, the woman specialist, woman wellness specialist, to reconnection to your feminine power. Reconnect back to our feminine power, to understand how graceful, how nurture it is to embrace and emit out our feminine side. Okay, so all this is happening on this coming Sunday, which is, not tomorrow, but next week. Yeah, at, if I'm not mistaken, the time, let's go to the next slide. Yeah, the Sunday, Self-Care Sunday, truly pampering yourself, 2 to 5 p.m. And we have the comments over here from our admin, where you just need to click the link, and with the promo code, you will be able, selfcare_BMS, you'll be able to get the tickets. Instead of 38 ringgit, it will be 18 ringgit. Yeah, and it comes with goodie bag that is worth more than 1,000 ringgit. Yeah, we have, if I'm not mistaken, we have essential oils from Puras. We have financial planning from Nuvo, and also we have other goodies bags. Like last week, we talk about having the sponsorship also by Afia Live from our last week's speaker. Okay, so I have more viewers here. Drop me a message where you come from. Happy weekend to you and BMS team. Hello, Eva. I hope all is well. Didn't see you yesterday, but I'm sure you're doing well as well. Today, we are here to talk about taking good care of yourself with Stephanie Ngu, our marketing and program director from the Golden Space, Malaysia. But before I welcome her on board, can I know where is everyone from and who are you? Just drop me a message like how Eva did. And at the same time, share out this live talk together, because Stephanie has a beautiful story to share with us, coming from a person who pushed herself, who are very result oriented, and who is very performance based, quantified by numbers through her performance, how she realized this beautiful gift that all of us has inside us, especially ladies. We have this nurturing vibe. I'm not being sexist, but because mother, women, we have a womb, we carry a life, or even though I've yet to carry one, but it's inside us. It's a mother instinct that we have, and how we can apply this mother instinct for ourselves. That is a wisdom, yeah. So let me see. Eva, hi, hello, Christina. Oh yeah, I missed this message. Hi, Eva. Okay, so without further ado, let me just bring her on board together with us. Warm up your palm, and she'll be able to share with us, what inspired her and her team as the project leader for Self-Care Sunday together to bring this event, truly pampering yourself, taking good care of yourself. Okay, let us warm up our palm and bring out Stephanie. Here she is. Hello, Stephanie.
Hello, everyone. It's very happy Saturday for me, actually. Very exciting day.
Oh, that's good. I have a lot of thunderstorm, dang, dang, dong, dong, ding, ding, dong, dong, ding, ding, dong, dong, all the way. And it's a very beautiful rhythm that is happening. So, Stephanie, yes, tell us, share with us, as the project manager of Self-Care Sunday, truly pampering yourself, organized by the Golden Space Malaysia, which is under the Woman Wellness series, what inspired you and your team to come out with this woman event, a woman-only event?
So what happened was, everybody knows what everyone goes through during the MCO. And for us right now, with our team, so happened that all of us are actually female. I think that's 7 or 8 of us, all females. Yeah. So by observing how our own family, which I call them family because even though colleagues, but we're actually very close, our own families and also friends around us, we noticed that, women tend to actually take on quite a lot of responsibilities when it comes to working from home, particularly like they want to pull out their hair because they have to handle the kids studying from home. And then they have to manage, for some of them, they have to manage housework, cooking. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, you have to look after not just everyone physically, but sometimes you need to also attend to their emotional needs as well. So the kind of stress that you get from home on top of whatever work deliverables that you actually have to do, it is overwhelming, as I can actually see, because I myself actually go through my own fair share as well. Last year, it's really a crazy year for, I think, not just me alone, but my entire family. That's what sparks off the idea of, why don't we do something like that? And yeah, majority of our clientele are actually female, like 90%. So we can see more of them needing this kind of support. So hence the idea of really reaching out to a lot more females out there to know that they are not alone, actually.
So basically is to have that specific time from 2 to 5 p.m. on the next Sunday, 27th of June, to give ourselves a little me time and to discover and nurture, pamper ourselves truly. Yeah. But Steph, this title, let me just pull out the title again. Taking good care of yourself with Stephanie, right? I'm sure you will have some tips that you can share with the audience later, based on your own journey. What have you realized? That one we'll go there later. But
sure.
I want to ask you, what is taking good care of yourself to you?
Previously, let's do a comparison. Before I actually joined the Golden Space as one of the directors, actually, taking care of myself last time is, pretty looks, pretty hair, outfits. I love clothes. I love clothes, handbags. So for me, really looking presentable,
Mm-hmm.
nice, smell good, and also, taking holiday breaks to really like step back and allow myself to relax is what I deem as taking care of myself. That was
Mm.
then when I was actually working in the corporate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So I would say 10 years later, which I believe this is my 10th year with the Golden Space. So a number of things actually have changed, but it's not so much of a physical change that we can see. But more to me is a lot of like liberation from within. Because what I realized over time is that the money that I spent, whether it's to buy clothes, to look good, to eat good, to even travel, is actually I'm sorting after this feeling of feeling good within, feeling liberated, feeling
Mm-hmm.
this space that I'm actually able to breathe. And basically, if I were to sum everything up, is I feel good being in my own skin.
Mm.
Just being
Just want
myself.
to
I'm just happy.
Okay, I just want to check
Yeah.
with all the audience how many of us here resonate with what Stephanie have shared. Like, all of us as these 2 years, we basically the red little book is locked in the drawer, where a lot of us in the mid of the year or year end, we always look forward to take that long break, go to a country that is totally stranger to us or a different weather. We staying in a tropical country. There is no four seasons. Year end is where a lot of families, a lot of I would say singles, even people who are single, that they travel. Like what we say, woman, you should travel alone, experience that freedom within us. When I did that, Steph, I did that myself. And I can assure you, I truly felt that freedom, all right, for that 2 weeks and until I'm back. No more freedom anymore. That freedom only lasts for 2 weeks. So I deem that as well as a taking good care of myself. I earn enough of money that I
Yeah.
can, I pay, in a way, I work hard
It's a
to play
reward.
hard. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
reward myself with travel. So I want to understand from all the audience how many of us resonate with this, especially with that red little book being locked in the drawer. You no longer have that luxury or that privilege to travel these 2 years. How it has changed you. I wish to understand from our audience as well how not traveling have changed you as well, because in that past we associate it as self-care. A lot of us do that without us realizing. So I'm really happy you share this with all the audience. It also be a very good time for us to reflect how we have been taking care ourselves in the past prior to pandemic, and how most of us are taking good care of ourselves during and after the pandemic burst. So Steph, what's the difference 10 years and 10 years later?
Mm,
10 years
apart from
later, let's
the
talk about 10
maturity
years later.
thing,
Yeah.
I would say the liberation feeling itself, we know everything, we actually have to feel it with our heart.
Mm,
The feeling of whether it's freedom, whether it's happiness, whether it's satisfaction, it all comes from the heart. So without the ability to actually do certain things, like right now, can't even go out to try clothes. That's one of my favorite hobbies too. Um, it's it's very much of, I would say, it's stepping inwards to really reassess everything lah, for me. So what
mm,
happens is that it actually evolved. I start to actually find more happiness by letting go of what negativity within me. May it be like
mm,
mind limitation. Like for example, if I don't get to go Japan right now, I'm just going to pull my hair and go crazy. But it's either I get super obsessed with this idea of still going, which make me miserable every day, or I can choose to actually, let it go and really count the blessings that I get to experience this working from home experience. Because this thing probably is going to be a once in a lifetime thing. We're not going to experience it again after that, hopefully. So
mm.
yeah, so switch the perspective and let go of heaviness and unhappiness of our obsession towards certain things, I would say.
I'm sure the inspiration of organizing such an event, the self-care Sunday for truly pampering yourself with all the ladies, welcoming all the ladies on board next Sunday. Um, Beside you understands your clients' needs and your market needs, what your personal story that you can share with everyone, where it gives you a deeper understanding of why self-care is so important.
Oh, okay. Actually, self-care idea was kind of finalized and started to roll out towards, I think, right after Chinese New Year. So that's around February itself. So during like the end, I think the last week of February itself, my dad actually came over because I'm actually from Nabon. So my dad and my mom actually came over to have his operation. So during that time, of course, I want to do my best and be there for them. But within the same week, my partner actually hospitalized, like
Mm.
in 5 days itself. So it was really like a struggle for me to actually take care of both sides, different hospitals, and yeah, I still
And
remember
work and work.
yeah, and in between, I still have to deliver work because the project just roll out. So there's a lot of things to actually cascade and project out so that the team can also start rolling as well. So yeah, I still remember the night when I actually bring my partner to the hospital. It was like 2 a.m. in the morning, and I was actually thinking that, do I still want to push myself to actually do this project? It's my
Mm.
first big event,
Mm.
and I'm actually quite new with this whole marketing thing. So there's actually a lot of pressure because there's a lot of things that I don't know and I have to learn.
Mm.
And at the 2 a.m. in the morning, I asked myself, do I really want to pressure myself and still meet the timeline, which was supposed to be end of May?
Mm.
So after thinking for a while, um, in the emergency room while he was taking all his X-rays somewhere else, what I did was I um, actually feel deeply within me that the calling is still to do it. I really wanted to help everyone.
Mm.
Um,
And to serve because of what you are going through as well.
yeah,
It carries more weight than just a
it
project.
carries more meaning actually
Yeah.
because of what I
Then
have to go through.
yeah, than
So
just a project to help someone else, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
because by being in that position of like, I feel pulled everywhere.
Family, partners, your work. It's like a mother have to take care of her own family, her children, her husband, her parents-in-law, at the same time working as well as a working woman now in this current society.
Yeah, quite similar to that. It's just I'm
Mm.
quite fortunate that I don't have kids, so that's one
Mm.
less to worry on my shoulder.
Mm.
But um, the weight load of being entrepreneur, you have to meet target not because you have to meet target as an employee, but very much of I also want to contribute to the team. I don't
Mm.
want I don't want to feel like a burden to everyone. I want to do what I can for this family as well, not just the
Mm.
biological family, but also the working family itself.
Mm. Mm.
So, after really contemplating, I decided to just, tell my, um, I wouldn't call it my superior, but more of my partners that, can we push this project a month later? Because no matter how I gauge, I feel suffocated. I just don't think I can deliver by the end of May itself. So I decided to speak up. I
Mm.
decided to actually also ask for help
Mm.
because it is just too much for me to handle within that week itself. And of course, things roll on. It doesn't just stop at the emergency room. It went on to the next day and next day. So there were quite a fair bit of things going on. But during the whole process, I really find it a big struggle um, to find balance. Actually,
Mm.
it's an irony because for me, it's like I'm in this holistic wellness industry, and if I can't find balance, I'm like, oh my God, who am I going to help, man? Because I can't even help myself. So yeah, so my colleague actually spoke to me, quite a number of them, and I managed to find my footing around like in like a week or so later. But it was very, very tiring the initial few days because it was really a struggle. I don't know whether to take care of the one that's lying on the bed or to take care of my own needs, because I feel suffocated actually. And I feel that I can't give to the one sleeping on the bed because I myself can't breathe. I actually told my mom as well. I said, it's not that I don't want to go and see you and dad. It's still a driving distance. But I really can't, because I felt so tired every day. Just, handling everything at work, at home. Just, yeah, what I realized is I actually put on a lot of expectations for myself during that time. I expect to be there all the time for my parents. I expect myself to be able to drive, cook, wash, and whatever for my partner. I expect myself to be able to perform like normally when nothing happens. So it's like performance is at 80-90% kind. But it's really unrealistic because I don't have enough physical energy to even get up to do all these kind of things at one go. And I only have 24 hours. So
What is your greatest realization, sitting in at that emergency, I would say sitting in the hospital when you're feeling all the pull, all the stretch, what kicks in, and it's such an irony where you are running a project called Self-Care Sunday. I'm sure this will hit you like, who am I caring for right now? Isn't it? It's quite irony because you yourself is feeling that pull, feeling suffocated. So at that break point where you decided to ask for help or to open up yourself and talk to your colleagues, or your team member, what is that realization that goes deeper when it comes to taking good care of yourself?
what I realize is that, in order to handle everything around us, we ourselves have to be at least of a good state. Don't mention about optimum, because we are like the core of everything else that's surrounding. It's just like the earth, and then you have the sun surrounding you. But you see, if the core itself is not strong, who can you give? You're just kidding yourself, seriously. If you're so tired, who can you help? Because you can't even feel good when you want to help someone. It's just, you know, like tearing yourself apart within, just trying to fulfill the responsibilities. And honestly, this year my health is not as great as how it has been the past few years. That's why it really triggered my whole thinking process of, do I really want to do this thing, or do I want to give it up? Do I really want to stretch myself to the point where I really cannot and break down, or do I really want to do this thing from the right space and right place? Because I understand the concept of, when you have enough, you definitely can give to others. But if you don't have it, you just ended up feeling miserable or complaining about having to do this whole thing. But that's not what I really want. I really want to come from this space where I can share this love, this joy, and even this wisdom that I get from my own breakdown and how I actually managed to stand up again. So that was truly, I would say, a tipping point for me.
Can I say, when you talk about taking good care of ourselves, as in you can't give when you yourself is suffocated. Can I say that allowing us to have that space to breathe is important? I believe that is one of the very first steps that you did at that point of time where you are so suffocating, overwhelming, and push and pulled that you can't even breathe at all. You give yourself that space to breathe first?
The subsequent few days after the whole emergency room, I actually took time out, like half an hour, just to step out to a coffee shop to not think about anything, putting aside my phone and just breathe.
Mm.
Coffee is one of my favorite thing that I enjoy in life. And by having that short 30 minutes itself, it feels like it gives me back sanity.
Mm.
If not, everything is just like a blur and I get angry and all sorts. And I feel that I'm just not contributing to anyone. And then
Mm.
after that, I'll blame myself for it.
And a lot of times women or ladies, we tends to give more than we can. We
Yeah.
give, right? Whether you give all of yourself to a family, to your work, to your relationship, we tends to give more, right? um, sometimes we have forgotten of ourselves as well, and we have certain expectation, like what you say, you have certain expectation that you should perform like how nothing is happened, to your work. Did you drop all this judgment or all this expectation, looking back now, comparing now and before the accident, or the incident, and after the incident?
During that time, what really helps me to cope was a lot of breathing and really finding space. So right now I know it's MCO, so very unfortunate we can't actually step out of the everyday space. But I feel that do something that you like. I enjoy cooking. So nowadays, one of the things that I do is I find space in cooking, doing what I love. Yeah. And from that space itself, it gives me a lot more, it actually gives me a lot more peace and calmness. And then from this space of peace, it actually extends out to be able to continue to move on, to continue to actually give. Because I feel the heart to give has to start from this space to be able to breathe, space to be able to feel good. If I don't feel good, I'll be only contributing negativity to people.
Mm,
So
mm,
breathing helps, enjoying what I do helps.
mhm,
And from there itself, also what I noticed in the subsequent days to come was learning to really let go of a lot of expectations and judgments that I have accumulated over my lives. Because, like what you mentioned earlier on, for me is all about numbers and performance, and that's what determines good and no good. In my dictionary, it's very clear cut. It's black and white, good and no good. So
mhm,
if it doesn't hit a certain marker, it's deemed as no good. No good means no good, no excuse, and no good. But during those days, I learned to actually um, accept the I cannot be perfect. Actually, I have 24 hours. I have to do what I can do for whether it's my mom or my dad or myself, and even from my partner, because I only have that much time and I need to give enough for all the segments that I can deal with. That's why priorities also starts to set in. If that is already being handled, then fine. Mom's taking care of him. I just ask my sister, can you just go and, take a look at them, look after them, see what they need, please? Then she would just go and handle the rest. Whereas I can still manage my work and also my partner. Because it's not realistic for me to actually try to spend like another 5 hours go and look after my dad, because there's pretty much also nothing to do after the operations. If he's just well recovering, then just let it be. Put your
mm,
energy to where it's actually needed. Put your focus to where you are actually needed. So if during this moment what you feel is you can't breathe, then you are the priority. So find something that allows yourself to breathe in your space.
mm,
Space can be a room, but space can also means within your own body.
mm.
because sometimes we don't have the luxury of space. I don't live in a very big house, so we all have to share a space. But you can have space in your own body.
I would like to ask all the audience, if you have any questions or if any of the sharings from Stephanie, you feel as, oh my God, someone is saying how I have been feeling all this while. I didn't know I'm suffocating. I didn't know I'm feeling pushed and pulled. I didn't know I'm overwhelmed. I just know I'm not happy. If you are feeling something similar, do type it into the chat box so that we can communicate together with you. It is always more fun that I can pull out comments from all the team. I understand everyone is very much tuned into the stories and her Stephanie's personal experience sharing with us. Let me see, when we talk about travel, we have one here, have to go tour around the house compound now, create own mini garden. Very good. That's also doing what you love, creating your own mini garden, like what Stephanie have shared. Love is still love, yeah, never ending. Yes. I believe sometimes, priority works. Yes. I believe sometimes a lot of us, whether it's ladies or men, when we love something, when we love someone, we are so overwhelming that person, or showering all the love to the external party or the external situation or even a project, for instance. But how about yourself? Have you overshowering yourself with all the love that you have shared or shown to someone else? I think that will also be a very good question for all of us to ponder and think about, after the live talk as well. So, Steph, looking back, the incident happened around, I believe, around March, up till
early
now.
March.
Yeah. Even though you have been in this holistic wellness industry for 10 years, what is the significant change when it comes to pampering yourself now after March in this year and before that incident?
Wow, there's a very significant change lately was I'm sick of instant coffee. I decided to just buy drip coffee because I want to pamper myself. Because going out or grabbing is just ridiculous. I tried grab one coffee before, it cost me like $20. I'm like, oh my God. So I decided to still enjoy the coffee, find something that is good, and I actually buy it so that I can actually do it in my own space, in my own free time. It's not a great or big thing. It's not like I get to, go for big holidays for 2 weeks and so on. But even the brewing process itself, I enjoy the smell, I enjoy the taste. Coffee really makes my day. More of the enjoyment itself. I indulge in the feeling. That's what I really love. The feeling of really just talk to the hand for a while, the rest. But let me enjoy my coffee first. That's more or less
Emotionally,
what I do.
emotionally, what has it changed you?
Emotionally, I would say all these little moments, it makes life sweeter for me actually. It's like not just living for others, living to fulfill others, I would say expectations. Because that's also one of the things that I notice about a lot of common complaints that I hear. I do so much and yet I don't get anything in return. But when I tend to actually do more of this kind of things for myself, whether it's just doing my body scrub or just having my coffee time, all these little moments, somehow it's like fueling up my own heart, fueling up the sensation of, this heart starts to become more full. And from this space, it's a lot easier to really start sharing and giving to anyone out there. It also makes me feel more balanced as well.
Let us just recap your tips again. Taking good care of yourself have changed according to the experience that you have gone through, and it becomes more and more significant to you that it is important. And one of the things that that you have changed or you realize after the incident in March is to give yourself that space to breathe, right?
Yes.
And also do what you love doing. One of the things is making coffee, cooking for you. It brings joy to you. And once we have this joy, remember that joy feeling, and that will also help us in a way. It's a way of caring for ourselves because we care for our own emotions, and that's very important. And you also did share with us, priorities and be realistic. Prioritize. I think you have shared one of the most impactful sentence is, you are also a priority. Me,
Yeah.
myself is also a priority in my life. I think that made me wonder a lot when you were saying this sentence. How often have I prioritized myself? Because oftentimes we feel prioritizing ourselves is a selfish act.
Mm-hmm.
What is your say in this?
My benchmark would be if you are really drowning
Mm-hmm.
and you can't breathe, you can't think straight, you're just feeling all emo, you're actually no good to anyone. So if you don't take care of yourself at that moment to actually rebalance and start feeling good about yourself again, no matter what you do, you're just not going to be productive.
Mm-hmm.
During those moments, I would say, yes, taking care of yourself is a must already because all the alarms are ringing. But selfish terminology is very much of, it's all about you. Everything else revolves just around you. So you ignore, you ignore your loved ones' feeling, you ignore people around you, what they may think, what they may feel, and all you wanted to do is just be very self-centered and just give the best for just yourself. That one is selfish because you do not actually extend love and considerations to people around you. Yeah, that's
I
my
think
definition of
sometimes,
selfish.
yeah, thank you very much. I feel that is a very profound sharing. And I feel sometimes prioritizing ourselves might not be the entire day. It can be in a day you have that 5-10 minutes breather or that 5-10 minutes break for yourself and just do what you love during that time. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's okay for us to have that 5-10 minutes for ourselves in the day. It's not too much to ask for, right? And you did share a little bit about be open to ask for help and receive help. Steph, I would like you to just go a little bit deeper, explain on this pointer that you taking good care of ourselves is to be able to openly ask for help and to receive help. In what situation you realized you wasn't able to ask for help or receive help? Is it because of judgment? Is it because of expectation of self, based on what you shared, you need to perform, so therefore you don't ask for help? Or in what situation that, perhaps it can be easy relatable to audience?
So like what I've mentioned, um, going through the project to really deliver by end of May itself, when I gauge my own timeline, my own capability during that time, I feel it's not that it cannot be done, but it's really a huge stretch. So I decided to really speak up and really discuss with my colleague to see, you know, I still want to do this, but how can we do this together? Because it's
In
not
the
just
past,
my thing.
yeah, but in
Sorry.
the past, will you push it too through in the past?
Yeah, I would always push to the max that I can. Yeah.
And a lot of oftentimes, was it a pleasant feeling for you personally, not the outcome of a project, but because of you push it through, and by not asking for help or by not receiving help for your team from your teammates, was it a pleasant feeling for you yourself, a pleasant experience for you?
I used to be very much of a loner. I'm not really a team player.
Mm,
So a lot of the things that I do is very often I decide and I just execute. And when I execute, it's still I do everything. So that's also partly because of control issue. So
I
when that
see.
actually happens, it's really a lot of stress because it's just one person, one brain, two hands. So that's that much that you can do. So again, it may not be realistic. You may have to work overtime. But when you work overtime, of course, it's at the expense of something else. It's either at the expense of your own rest or at the expense of your relationships. So you ended up feeling imbalanced because you're just trying to push it through. So that was me before the event actually happened. It's just do it. No excuse, just do it.
I think the event also softened yourself out to yourself. Like you no longer beat up yourself that often or that hard. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Last time I feel that asking for help is it kind of in a way means that symbolizes that I'm useless because see a high performance person technically they should be able to do everything. That was their old concept. But no matter how high performance you are, you're still a human being. You have this body, you have a time limit, and you do have a physical limit. So life is about ups and downs as well, just like our heartbeat. It's not always smooth sailing, and you can't be at like tip top at all times. So during times that you are down, it is okay to like, just don't be so harsh on yourself and allow other people to actually step in to help you. Without you actually stepping aside for other people to help you, sometimes it's also, I would say, the allowing other people to help you give them also a chance to feel good lah. So just let them lah.
I like that. I like that. And how about the next pointer that you have shared with us before? Prior to this live talk, be daring to speak up for self. What do you mean by be daring to speak up for yourself? Is it the same by asking help?
um, Being able to really voice out what you can and cannot do, I feel
And
it's
how you
important.
feel? Can I expand it? How about sharing how you feel with your loved ones? Does that also speaking up for ourselves?
See, often we we have misunderstandings whether it's relationship at home or relationship at work because communication is just not reached properly.
Mm.
And that would include setting the right expectations, not just you for yourself, but for others to know what you can and cannot do. So I feel that for my case, during the incident, even though mom knows that, my other half is hospitalized, but she can still have her expectations that I go over and see them every day. So if I don't speak up, that communication is kind of not breached. So that's one part of it. But if I were to speak up and just tell her, I really can't cope and this is the best I can do at this moment, someone else will take my place, at least she would know. Sometimes when you speak up, the other party may not fully
It's
agree, but
yes,
the
but
most
it's kind
important
of
thing is
it's kind
you
of
need
like
to honor how you
aligning.
feel.
Yeah, one thing is definitely honoring how we feel, like what you say, but it also kind of like aligning expectation with your loved one or even in a workspace.
Yes.
This pickup is to align the expectation of each other, right? Because if I don't speak up, people don't know how I feel or how struggle I am. They might still have that image that, oh yeah, Stephanie is a anything we give it to her, she confirm can handle it, perhaps because you are a high performance person, right? So people will have that perception that you are okay, you are strong, you are resourceful, you are a solutions provider, you can do everything on your own. And that also the same reflected with your parents as well. That's how they see you, perhaps. I'm just assuming that's how they see you, right? So you are resourceful, you have all the answers for them, you take care of people, right? So but when you allow yourself to share this out honestly with your mom, whether there is another conflict happen or not, that's a different story. But at least this expectation is being aligned. Is that correct?
Yes, just like I said, no, I can't deliver this event by end of May. So if I don't speak up, I would just be struggling on my own, and
Mm,
it's not being fair to everyone else also having also contributing to this project, because the bottom line is we really just wanted to help everybody, but it
mm,
also starts with us aligning within the own team itself to really understand whether everybody really wants to come and do this together, and what is everybody's capability, speed, and deliverables. So if it's just me alone doing everything and it can pull through, okay lor, then never mind lor. But it's not the case, because it's really about teamwork this round. So yeah, I feel it's very important to really speak up, to allow also the opportunity for people around you to really understand you. Because if you don't speak, sometimes nobody really knows what you're thinking and feeling inside. So you might just be like strangling yourself inside. And that is only self suffocation.
mm. So,
Mm.
Steph, I ask again, why is it so important to take good care of ourselves emotionally? A lot of times when we, like what you have shared, like 10 years ago, going to travel, looking good, have a perfect body, having good clothes, eating good food, smelling good, is already taking good care of yourself. But I realized through your sharing, you are now looking more of taking good care of myself emotionally. Emotionally has a lot to do with within, like what you have shared earlier. Now you're looking for the within, those inside me. I'm taking good care of those within me. So why it is important to take good care of ourselves emotionally, to balance yourself emotionally? Is it because it gives you more clarity, it gives you more calmness, it gives you, or it helps you to less beat up yourself? Is that the way, or you have something else?
The first thing I would say is when I was working on my own stress issue, actually,
Mm-hmm.
since December last year, because of MCO, it actually created a lot of stress in me. So when I started working on this stress issue, I noticed that a lot of underlying root cause are actually caused by all these different types of emotional imbalance. And one of the very big one that I saw was actually the way that I perceive myself. I feel very small because of I'm new to like doing this whole marketing job. There's a lot of things that I don't know. So when there's this kind of situation, there tend to be a lot of self judgments as well, because I would feel like I'm not smart enough. And being a high performer, not smart enough is not acceptable. So
Mm,
then I start beating myself up. So as I keep letting go of this kind of perceptions and emotions that comes along with it, I notice that it gets easier and easier to start learning as well, because it opens up my horizon. When I feel too small, I feel like I'm just like a frozen little mouse that cannot seem to absorb anything that's flying around me. It's not that I don't want to learn, but I can't seem to absorb anything because I'm just too much inside this emotional triggers that keeps pulling me left and right, and I just don't have any extra attention to focus on anything that I can actually learn. So yeah, I would say reduction of stress is one very prominent thing for me. Second thing is, of course, the feeling good factor.
mm-hmm,
Feel good is emotionally, I feel happy,
mm-hmm,
balanced,
mm-hmm,
and also peaceful.
mm-hmm,
And when that actually happens, I have a lot more clarity and creativity as well.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well, I believe, uh oh, it's just slipped out of my mind. Okay, so I want to ask the audience, how many of you are feeling something similar, like how Stephanie used to feel, and how many of us here, realize certain things that perhaps we have overlooked in our past. We tend to be a giver, and now finally realize that it's okay to take good care of ourselves and to look into taking good care of ourselves emotionally and feel the balance within us, and how you realize that by just in the end taking good care of ourselves, or self-care, where in our caption it says that self-care, this post has appeared don't know how many millions, but I realize on social media, whenever any post that talks about self-care, that preach about self-care, that reminds everyone to take care of yourself, don't know reach how many millions. But what I realize is that hashtag self-care on social media, or particularly on Facebook, Stephanie, is being repeatedly used or tagged 11 million times. 11 million times. That show how many of us out there thinking or seeking a way to take good care of ourselves, or self-care. But I believe, Steph, through your sharing, in the end, self-care is very simple. We just
It can
want
be very
ourselves.
simple.
Yeah. We just look, we are seeking for that happiness, we are seeking for that joy within us. And a lot of times we seek this joy and happiness externally.
Mm.
Right, we are waiting for something happen to give us that joy and happiness. We are waiting for someone to tell us I love you, to feel that love that we are seeking. But yet we are not giving it to ourselves. We are not giving ourselves the time to give it to ourselves, right? So by practicing breathing, it's one of the way telling our body it's okay, we can take a rest for that 5 minutes. By you sharing with us, do what you love doing, it gives us that joy. When you're sharing, you make coffee and you cooking, you immerse yourself into that vibes of joy, and it attract more good vibes after that. And also you reminded us, we ourselves is our own priority in our life. Who else will prioritize ourselves if we don't do it, and we don't start doing it for ourselves? And that is something that I ask myself, how many times I do that in a day. And I'll be open to ask for help and receive help. Sometimes we don't have to always act tough, put on that tough front, act strong, that don't worry, I can take care of it. I can him. I can one leg kick. Sometimes it's okay to work as a team, or to let others to help you, and it is not a sign of weakness. Yeah. And also you share with us, be daring to speak up for ourselves. And this is very important as one of the communication, yeah, to align the expectation of your true feeling with the people around you, whether it's in a workspace or whether it's in a family scenario. And I wish to know, from the audience today, rather they are all very quiet, is there anything else that you are interested to ask Stephanie before I go on to the next thing, which is we are about to close. So Steph, while waiting for anyone to type in any question, what is your last takeaway for all the audience? Let me make this a little bit different for you. What is the self-care that you would advise for women? And what is the self-care that you will advise to men? Because men take care of themselves differently. I know you might not know, but what comes into your mind? Let's go with the women first.
Women, one thing I would say, spend a little bit of time with yourself every day. But spend a little time doing what you love doing. So
Well,
for me,
but Steph,
sorry.
Steph,
Mm-hmm.
I share this with my friend, but my
Mm.
friend told me they have no time. What can they do? Yeah.
If you never put yourself as a priority, then no one else actually would put you as priority. because
Wow.
whatever that we sense out in terms of vibes, you attract what you are. So if you feel that you yourself are not important, then don't be upset if people around you actually don't put you as priority in their life.
Mm, mm,
Because at
mm,
the end of the day, I feel that whatever that we wish to get from people around us,
mhm,
it starts with us having it within. Because law of
mhm.
attraction, it's something that you cannot bypass. It definitely is going to work. So why not just work with yourself? You know, whether it's changing your subconscious or changing how you feel about yourself
Your
emotionally.
thoughts.
But yes, do something about it so that you can get it at the end of the day. That's what you want as an outcome. Then do something differently.
Mm, 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 mm. How about for men?
For men, I've never really quite thought about it.
Yeah. Even though we are promoting self-care for Self-Care Sunday, truly pampering yourself, a woman wellness series. But let's not forget that, there are also Father's Day is coming tomorrow. Yeah,
Hmm.
tomorrow is our Father's Day. So what would your takeaway for men when it comes to self-care? Anything that pop up?
I do have one thought, which
Yes.
is really also don't be so hard on yourself because men tend to take up a lot of responsibilities and they don't actually speak up on
Mm,
what's really on their shoulder.
mm,
So I see in my dad, I see it in my brother, and it is okay to talk about things. You don't have to do everything on your own. It's okay to allow other people in.
mm. I like that. It is okay to allow other people in. Okay, with that, I would say let's pull out the event flyer. I want to thank Stephanie once again, for coming on board, sharing with us what you have gone through, how it have changed your life, your another layer of understanding, what self-care is all about. And Stephanie, I'll let you do the honor to share with everyone this project that have changed your life even before it's is happening, but just by preparing it, it starts to change your life. I'll give you the honor to please share a little bit from the Golden Space perspective what this Woman Wellness series is all about.
So, like what we have talked about just now for such a long time, Self Care Sunday. This is actually going to be happening next Sunday itself. It's a woman wellness program of ours that's really dedicated to help women of all walks of life to really rebalance themselves and really start injecting more love into yourself again. So if you're really looking at, to rebalance your life, to really start changing your life and taking care of yourself to become healthier in all aspects, then this is really the program for you to actually come along.
Yeah, and it also comes with a goodie bag that is worth more than 1,000 ringgit, and definitely that is worth for grab as well. Beside with all the event that we are running. Okay, so remember to click on the link that is already shared on this our platform. Click on the link and insert the promo code selfcare_BMS so that you will get the ticket at 18 ringgit only for this event. All right. So with that, I would say thank you, Stephanie, for sharing with us and being so open to let us know what had happened and how taking care of yourself, taking good care, not just taking care, but taking good care of yourself have changed your life and have allowed you to be loving yourself more, putting yourself as a priority, and you keep reminding us and the audience, allow yourself to put yourself as a priority in your life. So with that, I will say thank you very much, and thanks to all the audience. Anything from you, Steph, before we end this live?
Mm, I want to say that to everyone that you are important because without you, everything else will not be the same.
Wow. Let's end this in a very good note over here. So thank you all and have a great weekend. Happy Father's Days to all the super father and the superhero out there. And we will see you next week again. Next week will be very interesting because Christina will dance together with an instructor on live. Okay, so come in and share out to see how Christina can exercise as well. I will be dancing with the instructor Stephanie, so make sure you join us next week as well. Okay, so with that, thank you everyone. It has been a wonderful Saturday to talk about what is self-care all about, what is nurturing yourself, and what is pampering ourselves. With that, I'll say thank you and goodbye everyone. Bye, Steph.
Bye.